Welcome back, Coinology. Imagine holding a single 1-cent coin in your fingers, a coin so common that millions of people overlook it every single day, a coin that slides across shop counters, hides under sofa cushions, and rests quietly at the bottom of old jars. Yet this very coin carries a story so deep, so unexpected, and so powerful that collectors across the world whisper about it with fascination. The 2015 1-cent coin is not just spare change. It represents history, metal science, national identity, secret varieties, minting precision, and a marketplace where rumors of unbelievable values have turned ordinary pennies into legendary objects of desire. What appears to be copper-colored simplicity is actually a gateway into one of the most misunderstood and talked about modern Lincoln cents ever produced. The 2015 1-cent coin belongs to a lineage that stretches back more than a century. When you look at this coin, you are looking at the continuation of a design first introduced in 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln, one of the most important figures in American history. The face you see on the obverse is not just a portrait, it is a symbol of unity, endurance, and the idea that even the smallest denomination can carry the weight of a nation's values. The Lincoln portrait on the 2015 cent is sharp, refined, and produced using modern minting technology, yet it still respects Victor David Brenner's original artistic vision from over 100 years ago. The weight of the 2015 1-cent coin is approximately 2.5 grams, a standard that has been in place since 1982 when the U.S. Mint transitioned away from solid copper. This weight might seem insignificant, but in the world of coin collecting, fractions of a gram can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a rare mint error worth thousands or even millions. The coin is composed primarily of zinc, about 97.5%, with a thin outer coating of copper making up roughly 2.5%. This combination allows the coin to retain the classic copper appearance while dramatically reducing production costs, a decision that reflects economic pressures in changing metal markets in the modern era. The diameter of the 2015 1-cent coin measures 19.05 millimeters, and its thickness is about 1.52 millimeters. These precise dimensions are crucial because any deviation can signal a minting anomaly. Collectors carefully examine these coins under magnification, measuring tools, and digital scales, searching for off-metal strikes, planchet errors, or misaligned dies. Even the smallest imperfection, invisible to the naked eye, can transform a face value penny into a treasure. The coin symbol, often overlooked, is deeply meaningful. The D mint mark indicates Denver, while the absence of a mint mark signifies Philadelphia. In 2015, both mints produced hundreds of millions of 1-cent coins, yet within these massive production numbers lie hidden rarities. Some coins escaped quality control with doubled dies, weak strikes, die cracks, or unusual surface textures. These rare pieces fuel stories of extraordinary value, including whispers in collectors' circles of individual specimens tied to private sales, experimental strikes, or undocumented errors that command staggering prices. The reverse design of the 2015 1-cent coin features the Union Shield, a relatively modern addition introduced in 2010. The shield symbolizes national unity and strength, with 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, bound together by a horizontal bar. At the top of the shield is the word E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This phrase perfectly captures the essence of the coin itself, millions of identical pieces, yet a few extraordinary examples stand apart from the rest. The word 1 cent appears boldly on the reverse, grounded and confident, reminding the viewer that value is not always measured by denomination alone. Beneath it, United States of America completes the design, anchoring the coin in its national identity. The clean lines and symmetry of the shield design reflect a modern aesthetic, while the symbolism reaches back to the founding ideals of the nation. The history of the 2015 1-cent coin cannot be separated from the broader economic and cultural environment of its time. By 2015, debates about the future of the penny were louder than ever. Critics argued that producing 1-cent coins cost more than their face value, while supporters claimed the penny remained a vital symbol of tradition and affordability. This tension adds an invisible layer of significance to the 2015 cent, making it one of the last generations of pennies produced under constant threat of discontinuation. In collector lore, the phrase "worth big money" does not always mean that every coin will fetch a fortune. Instead, it points to the possibility hidden within the ordinary. Stories circulate of 2015 pennies discovered in rolls, bank boxes, or inherited collections that exhibit rare characteristics. Some are rumored to have sold privately for enormous sums, with figures whispered as high as $78,000 million when linked to unique error combinations, historical documentation, or experimental minting processes. Whether these numbers represent verified transactions, speculative hype, or exaggerated legends, they fuel the passion and curiosity of collectors worldwide. The market value of a standard circulated 2015 1-cent coin remains close to face value, but the market for rare examples operates in a completely different universe. High-grade uncirculated coins graded MS68 or higher by professional services can command significant premiums. Error coins, such as doubled die obverse where Lincoln's features appear doubled, or off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, are especially sought after. Each of these anomalies tells a story of machinery, timing, and human oversight inside the mint. The fascination with the 2015 1-cent coin is not limited to its physical attributes. It also represents a psychological phenomenon where collectors and investors search for the extraordinary hidden within the mundane. The idea that a coin worth 1 cent could one day be valued at millions captures the imagination and keeps people searching through pocket change with renewed hope. As you hold a 2015 penny, you are holding a fragment of modern history. It has likely passed through countless hands, witnessed everyday transactions, and survived years of circulation. Yet beneath its worn surface may lie clues to a much greater story, one that connects economics, artistry, technology, and human ambition. This is why the 2015 1-cent coin continues to be discussed, analyzed, and speculated upon long after it left the mint presses, and this is only the beginning of the story. The deeper we go into mint errors, rare varieties, secret production anomalies, collector psychology, and the global marketplace surrounding this humble coin, the more astonishing the narrative becomes. The journey of the 2015 1-cent coin is far from over, and its legend continues to grow with every new discovery. As the story moves forward, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to reveal layers that most people never consider, layers that exist beyond metal and design and enter the realm of precision engineering, microscopic detail, and the quiet chaos inside a mint facility where hundreds of millions of coins are born. Every 2015 penny started its life as a blank zinc planchet, punched from long metal strips with industrial force, washed, polished, and prepared for striking. At this early stage, even before a design touches the surface, the future value of a coin can already be decided. A slightly incorrect alloy mix, a planchet that is marginally underweight or overweight, or a surface flaw invisible to factory inspectors can later become the very reason collectors fight over a single coin. When the dies strike the planchet, immense pressure is applied in a fraction of a second. For the 2015 1-cent coin, this pressure reaches many tons, forcing the copper coating to stretch and flow into every groove of Lincoln's portrait and every line of the Union shield. If the pressure is slightly weak, the result can be a soft or weak strike. If it is too strong, metal flow lines may appear, sometimes creating dramatic visual effects under magnification. In rare situations, a die may strike a planchet more than once, creating a double strike that shifts the design and produces a ghost-like duplication. These mistakes are not intentional, but they are precisely what turn an ordinary coin into an object of obsession. Collectors pay special attention to doubled die varieties, and the 2015 1-cent coin is no exception. A doubled die occurs when the die itself carries a doubled image due to misalignment during the die creation process. This results in visible doubling on letters, numbers, or Lincoln's facial features. Unlike machine doubling, which is flat and shelf-like, true doubled dies show rounded, raised duplication. Under magnification, the date 2015 can sometimes appear thicker or split, and inscriptions like "In God We Trust" may show separation. These coins are hunted relentlessly because once authenticated, they can command astonishing prices relative to their face value. Another area of fascination is the mint mark, or its absence. Philadelphia minted 2015 pennies carry no mint mark, while Denver coins display a small D beneath the date. This tiny letter becomes a major point of study. A filled mint mark, where grease clogs part of the die, can make the D appear faint or missing. A repunched mint mark, though rare in modern coinage, would instantly elevate a coin status. Even the position of the mint mark is scrutinized, as slight shifts can indicate die varieties that only a handful of collectors may ever recognize. The edges of the 2015 1-cent coin are plain, but that does not mean they are unimportant. Edge errors, such as partial collars or broad strikes, occur when the retaining collar fails to hold the planchet correctly during striking. This can cause the coin to spread outward, becoming wider and thinner than normal. Such errors are dramatic, instantly noticeable, and highly collectible. A broad-struck 2015 penny, especially in high uncirculated condition, can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on severity and eye appeal. Eye appeal itself plays a critical role in market value. Two coins with the same technical grade can sell for vastly different prices if one has superior color, luster, and strike quality. A bright red 2015 1-cent coin, preserved from oxidation and handling, reflects light in a way that collectors find irresistible. Full original mint luster, especially with cartwheel effects, suggests the coin has never circulated. These pristine examples are often pulled directly from mint rolls and stored carefully, sometimes for years, in hopes that future scarcity will drive prices higher. The idea of a 2015 penny being linked to values as high as $78,000 million exists more in the realm of legend, speculative hype, and extraordinary private claims than in everyday auction results. Yet such stories persist because the coin market is not purely rational. It is driven by emotion, belief, rarity narratives, and the human tendency to dream. A single coin tied to a unique event, experimental minting process, or undocumented prototype could theoretically command unimaginable sums if the right buyer believed in its significance. This is why rumors never die and why people continue to search. The global market for U.S. coins ensures that interest in the 2015 1-cent coin is not limited to America. Collectors in Asia, Europe, and the Middle East actively trade Lincoln cents, often valuing error coins more aggressively than domestic buyers. Online platforms, private forums, and closed collector groups facilitate deals that never become public record. Prices discussed in these spaces can be shocking, and while not all claims are verifiable, they contribute to the mystique surrounding modern pennies. Another factor influencing value is third-party grading. Coins certified by major grading services are sealed in tamper-evident holders and assigned a numerical grade. For the 2015 1-cent coin, grades of MS67, MS68, or higher are exceptionally difficult to achieve due to mass production and handling. Each incremental jump in grade can multiply a coin's value many times over. A perfect MS70 designation, while extremely rare, would place a coin among the finest known examples and make it a centerpiece of any collection. The psychology of collecting cannot be ignored. People are drawn to the idea that something ordinary can become extraordinary. The 2015 1-cent coin embodies this belief perfectly. It exists at the intersection of accessibility and possibility. Anyone can find one, but only a few will find something special. This balance keeps interest alive and ensures that the story of the coin continues to evolve. As years pass, the survival rate of high-quality 2015 pennies will decline. Coins will corrode, be damaged, or lost forever. Mint errors will become harder to find, and top-grade examples will be locked away in collections. This gradual reduction in supply adds pressure to demand, a basic economic principle that underpins long-term value growth. What seems common today may feel scarce tomorrow. The 2015 1-cent coin is also a reflection of technological transition. It represents an era when traditional coinage was increasingly questioned in a digital world. As electronic payments rise and physical cash use declines, coins like the 2015 penny take on a nostalgic quality. They become artifacts of a time when metal currency still played a daily role in commerce, further enhancing their historical appeal. Every scratch, every shine, every anomaly on a 2015 penny tells a story. Some stories are small, others are monumental, but all contribute to the coin's identity. From the roar of minting presses to the quiet excitement of a collector's desk, this coin travels through worlds that rarely intersect, carrying with it the promise that even the smallest object can hold unimaginable value. And still, there is more to uncover, more depth to explore, and more secrets hidden in plain sight. The journey of the 2015 1-cent coin continues, growing richer and more complex the closer we look, and the most astonishing chapters are yet to come. As the exploration deepens, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to move beyond physical errors in grades and enters a realm where timing, context, and survival define its long-term importance. Every coin exists on a timeline, and the moment it leaves the mint, its fate begins to diverge. Some 2015 pennies were instantly spent, scraped against other coins, exposed to moisture, heat, and chemicals, slowly losing their original surfaces. Others were quietly set aside, untouched, sealed in rolls, albums, or vaults, waiting for a future that no one could fully predict. This difference in handling creates invisible classes within the same year and denomination, separating the forgettable from the exceptional. One of the most powerful forces shaping the value of the 2015 1-cent coin is condition rarity. While millions were struck, only a tiny fraction survive in flawless or near-flawless state. Modern coins often suffer from bag marks caused by high-speed minting and bulk storage. These tiny nicks and abrasions, barely noticeable to casual observers, dramatically affect grading outcomes. A 2015 penny that escaped these marks is an anomaly, and anomalies are the lifeblood of high-end collecting. The surface of a 2015 1-cent coin can reveal its entire life story. Under magnification, microscopic lines called flow lines show how metal moved during striking. Clean, uninterrupted flow lines indicate a fresh die and a strong strike, while broken or distorted lines suggest later die states. Advanced collectors study die states to identify early strikes, midlife dies, and terminal die stages, each with its own appeal. Late-stage dies often show cracks, chips, or cuds, where chunks of the die break away, leaving raised blobs of metal on the coin. These dramatic features instantly attract attention and can command significant premiums. The copper plating on zinc cores introduces another dimension of complexity. Over time, environmental exposure can cause plating blisters, bubbles, or splits. While corrosion is generally undesirable, certain plating errors that occurred at the mint are highly collectible. A 2015 penny with exposed zinc due to improper plating can look striking, with silver-gray patches contrasting against copper surfaces. When confirmed as a genuine mint error rather than post-mint damage, such coins can become valuable highlights in error collections. The date itself, 2015, anchors the coin to a specific moment in history. It was a time of global economic uncertainty, rapid technological change, and cultural shifts. Coins minted during such periods often gain symbolic value later, serving as tangible reminders of an era. For future generations, the 2015 1-cent coin may represent the twilight years of widespread physical cash usage, a marker of transition rather than permanence. Stories of extraordinary discoveries play a crucial role in shaping perception. Tales circulate of collectors finding rare 2015 pennies in ordinary bankrolls, discovering doubled dies or off-metal strikes late at night under desk lamps, realizing that something extraordinary had been hiding in plain sight. These narratives inspire others to search, fueling demand and keeping the market active. Even when only a handful of such finds are documented, the possibility alone is enough to sustain interest. The concept of off-metal strikes deserves special attention. Though extremely rare, coins struck on the wrong planchet can occur when foreign or incorrect blanks enter the minting process. A 2015 1-cent coin struck on a dime planchet, for example, would be thinner, lighter, and silver-colored, instantly recognizable and immensely valuable. Such errors blur the line between accident and artifact, transforming industrial mistakes into museum-worthy pieces. Private collectors often operate outside public auctions, and this secrecy adds another layer of mystery. High-end deals sometimes occur quietly, with prices agreed upon behind closed doors. When rumors emerge of staggering sums attached to unique modern pennies, they are often rooted in these private transactions. While not every claim can be verified, the lack of transparency itself enhances the mythos surrounding coins like the 2015 1-cent. The emotional connection collectors feel toward these coins cannot be overstated. For many, the hunt is as important as the prize. Searching through rolls of pennies, examining each one carefully, creates a sense of anticipation that few hobbies can match. The 2015 penny, being recent enough to be accessible yet old enough to have developed varieties, occupies a perfect middle ground that appeals to both beginners and seasoned experts. Long-term investment potential is another aspect that draws attention. While no investment is guaranteed, modern coins with documented rarity and strong collector demand can appreciate significantly over time. The key lies in education, patience, and discernment. Understanding which 2015 pennies truly stand out, and which are merely average, separates successful collectors from disappointed speculators. As the years advance, institutional collections and museums may begin to re-evaluate modern coinage. What was once considered too recent to matter can suddenly gain scholarly attention. The 2015 1-cent coin may one day be studied not just as currency, but as an artifact of industrial design, economic policy, and cultural identity in the early 21st century. Every layer peeled back reveals another dimension of significance. The 2015 1-cent coin is no longer just a piece of zinc and copper, it becomes a symbol of chance, change, and continuity. Its journey from mint to market, from pocket change to potential treasure, mirrors the human desire to find meaning and value where none seems obvious at first glance, and still the story continues, expanding outward into future possibilities, deeper analysis, and ever-growing fascination, as the smallest denomination proves again and again that size does not define importance. As the narrative unfolds further, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to reflect something even deeper than rarity or condition. It becomes a mirror of human behavior, belief, and the way value is constructed in the mind long before it is confirmed by the market. Coins do not decide their worth on their own. People do. And the 2015 penny exists at a fascinating crossroads where logic, hope, documentation, and imagination collide. One of the most overlooked aspects of modern coin collecting is population data. Population reports from grading services reveal how many examples of a given coin have been certified at each grade level. For the 2015 1-cent coin, the population at very high grades is extremely small relative to the total mintage. This creates what collectors call a bottleneck effect. Many people may want the best example, but only a handful exist. When demand meets this kind of scarcity, prices can rise sharply and sometimes unpredictably. Another critical factor is registry competition. Advanced collectors often participate in online registries where they compete to assemble the highest graded sets. In such competitive environments, a single top-grade 2015 penny can become a strategic asset. Collectors are sometimes willing to pay far beyond typical market estimates to secure a coin that completes or upgrades a set. This behavior helps explain how values can suddenly spike and why certain coins achieve legendary status. The role of documentation cannot be ignored. Coins accompanied by strong provenance, such as original mint packaging, early roll storage, or detailed discovery records, are often more desirable. If a 2015 1-cent coin can be traced back to a sealed mint roll or a well-documented hoard, its credibility and appeal increase. Provenance provides reassurance, reducing doubts about alteration or post-mint damage. Media influence also shapes perception. Videos, articles, and online discussions can turn an obscure variety into a sensation overnight. When collectors share images of unusual 2015 pennies on forums or social platforms, speculation spreads rapidly. Some viewers rush to search their own coins, others rush to buy, and prices respond accordingly. This cycle of attention and reaction plays a powerful role in modern numismatics. The idea of a current market value reaching $78,000 million must be understood through this lens of belief and narrative rather than literal average pricing. Such figures symbolize the extreme end of speculation, representing what could happen if a coin were universally accepted as unique, irreplaceable, and historically transformative. While everyday examples remain worth face value, the dream of discovery continues to drive enthusiasm. Another dimension of value lies in education. As collectors become more informed, they begin to recognize subtle differences that others overlook. A slightly sharper strike, a more balanced color, or a cleaner field can elevate a coin above its peers. In the case of the 2015 1-cent coin, these subtle advantages can mean the difference between an ordinary specimen and one that attracts serious attention. Storage and preservation play a quiet but decisive role in shaping future value. Coins stored improperly may tone, spot, or corrode, losing their original appeal. Those protected from air, moisture, and handling maintain their brilliance. A perfectly preserved 2015 penny decades from now will be far rarer than it is today, simply because time eliminates most survivors. The global nature of modern collecting ensures that no coin exists in isolation. Economic shifts, currency trends, and cultural interests influence demand. As emerging markets develop new collector bases, interest in iconic U.S. designs like the Lincoln cent can grow. The 2015 1-cent coin, representing a mature stage of the series, stands to benefit from this expanding audience. Another intriguing aspect is the comparison between modern and classic coins. Traditional collectors once dismissed modern issues as too common to matter. Over time, that perception has begun to change. As earlier generations of collectors age and new ones emerge, the focus broadens. The 2015 penny may one day be seen as a representative example of its era, valued not just for rarity but for what it represents. Every discussion, every debate, every search through pocket change adds energy to the story of the 2015 1-cent coin. It becomes more than a collectible, it becomes a conversation. People argue about its potential, question exaggerated claims, and celebrate genuine discoveries. This ongoing dialogue keeps the coin alive in public consciousness. At its core, the 2015 1-cent coin teaches a lesson about attention. When we slow down and look closely, even the most ordinary objects reveal complexity and meaning. A single cent can connect technology, economics, history, psychology, and art into one small, tangible form, and as the layers continue to unfold, the journey moves closer to its most fascinating territory, where future predictions, legacy, and lasting significance come into focus, carrying the story of the 2015 1-cent coin toward its final, most thought-provoking chapters. As the story reaches this stage, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to exist not just as a collectible object, but as a symbol of patience and foresight. Time is the silent partner in every coin's journey. What is dismissed today may be revered tomorrow, and what seems abundant now may one day feel impossibly scarce. The 2015 penny lives within this slow transformation, waiting for time to reveal which examples will endure and which will fade into obscurity. The passage of time affects coins unevenly. Most 2015 pennies will continue to circulate, accumulating scratches, stains, and wear that gradually erase their original character. Others will be lost entirely, discarded, melted, or forgotten. Only a small percentage will remain protected, preserved by collectors who understand that preservation is an active belief in the future. These preserved coins will carry forward the story of their year long after casual examples have vanished. Another powerful element shaping perception is comparison across years. When collectors line up Lincoln cents from multiple dates, subtle differences become clearer. Strike sharpness, die quality, and overall consistency vary from year to year. In some comparisons, the 2015 1-cent coin stands out for its clean lines and balanced design execution, especially on early strikes from fresh dies. Such comparative analysis deepens appreciation and strengthens arguments for long-term significance. Economic context also casts a long shadow. In 2015, production costs for the penny remained a subject of debate, with metal prices fluctuating and public opinion divided. This tension adds symbolic weight to the coin. It represents a denomination under scrutiny, a unit of value whose future was uncertain even as it was being minted. Coins created under such conditions often gain historical importance because they embody controversy as well as continuity. Collectors often speak of sleepers, coins that remain undervalued for years before suddenly gaining attention. The 2015 1-cent coin fits this concept perfectly. It is recent enough to be overlooked and common enough to be underestimated, yet complex enough to reward careful study. Sleepers do not announce themselves loudly, they wait quietly until circumstances align. The emotional experience of discovery cannot be separated from value. Finding a rare 2015 penny in an ordinary setting creates a personal story that becomes inseparable from the coin itself. That story adds intangible worth, a human connection that statistics alone cannot capture. When such coins eventually change hands, their stories often travel with them, enriching their appeal. The role of mentorship within the collecting community also shapes the future of coins like the 2015 penny. Experienced collectors pass knowledge to newcomers, teaching them what to look for, how to evaluate condition, and how to avoid common mistakes. Through this process, appreciation for modern coins grows. What one generation ignores, the next may embrace with enthusiasm. Technological tools continue to evolve, allowing collectors to analyze coins with unprecedented precision. High-resolution imaging, digital microscopes, and advanced scales make it easier to detect subtle errors and varieties. As these tools become more accessible, previously unnoticed features on 2015 pennies may come to light, adding new chapters to the story. There is also the concept of legacy collections. Some collectors assemble coins not for immediate profit, but to leave behind a curated record of an era. A carefully selected group of 2015 1-cent coins, representing different mints, grades, and varieties, could one day serve as a snapshot of early 21st century coinage. Such collections carry educational value beyond their monetary worth. The market itself is constantly evolving. Trends shift, tastes change, and new narratives emerge. A coin's value is never fixed, it responds to collective attention. The 2015 penny exists within this dynamic environment, its future shaped by countless individual decisions made by collectors around the world. As physical cash becomes less central to daily life, coins take on a nostalgic aura. They remind people of tangible transactions, of the feel of metal in the hand, of a slower pace of exchange. The 2015 1-cent coin, still familiar yet already distant, sits at the edge of this transition, bridging past habits and future memories. Ultimately, the significance of the 2015 1-cent coin lies not in a single price figure, but in its ability to connect people to history, craftsmanship, and possibility. It teaches that value is layered, built over time through care, curiosity, and collective belief, and as the journey continues, the final chapters will explore what it truly means for a coin to endure, how legends solidify, and why the smallest denomination can leave the largest impression long after it stops changing hands. As the narrative advances into deeper reflection, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to stand as a quiet witness to change, not only in currency but in society itself. Coins have always been more than tools of trade, they are records stamped in metal, capturing a moment, a philosophy, and a collective decision about value. The 2015 penny carries this responsibility subtly, without ceremony, yet its presence endures in ways that are easy to underestimate. One of the most fascinating ideas surrounding the 2015 1-cent coin is survival bias. History shows that objects produced in enormous quantities often become rare precisely because no one expects them to matter. People save what they already believe is valuable and neglect what seems ordinary. As decades pass, this imbalance reshapes availability. The 2015 penny may eventually benefit from this effect, as relatively few pristine examples survive simply because most were never considered worth saving. The role of chance in numismatics cannot be ignored. Two identical coins struck on the same day can live entirely different lives. One may be dropped, scratched, and worn smooth, while the other rests untouched in a drawer. This randomness adds an element of destiny to collecting, reinforcing the idea that rarity is not only manufactured at the mint but also created by life itself. Another dimension of importance lies in educational value. The 2015 1-cent coin is often used by new collectors as a learning tool. Its availability makes it ideal for studying grading standards, identifying errors, and understanding minting processes. Through this educational role, the coin shapes future generations of collectors, embedding itself in the foundation of the hobby. The symbolism of Lincoln on the obverse continues to resonate. Even in 2015, long after his lifetime, Lincoln's image represents unity, perseverance, and moral leadership. The continuity of his portrait across generations reinforces the idea that certain values remain constant even as the world changes. This enduring symbolism adds depth to every Lincoln cent, including the 2015 issue. Market cycles further influence perception. Periods of economic uncertainty often drive interest toward tangible assets, including coins. During such times, collectors and investors alike reassess what holds lasting worth. The 2015 penny, modest yet meaningful, becomes part of this broader conversation about security, trust, and preservation. There is also a philosophical element at play. The 1-cent coin challenges assumptions about worth. Its face value is minimal, yet its potential significance is vast. This contrast invites reflection on how value is assigned and why certain objects gain importance over time. In this way, the 2015 penny becomes a lesson as much as a collectible. As digital transactions replace physical ones, coins increasingly become artifacts rather than necessities. The tactile experience of holding a penny, feeling its weight and texture, grows more precious as it becomes less common. The 2015 1-cent coin exists at the threshold of this transition, representing one of the last eras when coins were still deeply embedded in daily routines. Stories of rediscovery add another layer of intrigue. A coin forgotten in a box for years, rediscovered later, carries the weight of time within it. When that coin is a 2015 penny preserved in high condition, it serves as a reminder that neglect can sometimes protect as effectively as intention. The conversation around discontinuation of the penny further enhances its narrative. Each year the coin continues to exist, becomes part of a countdown imagined by collectors. The 2015 issue sits within this ongoing debate, making it a reference point for discussions about practicality versus tradition. In the end, the 2015 1-cent coin exemplifies resilience. It survives criticism, indifference, and the relentless march of time. Its story is not loud or dramatic but steady and persistent, unfolding slowly through countless individual experiences. As the journey moves forward, the focus will shift toward legacy, remembrance, and the way stories become history, revealing why even the smallest coin can leave an enduring mark long after its era has passed. As the story approaches its later stages, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to exist in a space where memory and meaning merge. Coins do not speak, yet they carry voices from the past, shaped by hands that used them and by decisions made far beyond their tiny surfaces. The 2015 penny, modest and unassuming, becomes a vessel for collective memory, quietly storing traces of an era defined by transition. One of the most compelling aspects of the 2015 1-cent coin is how it will be remembered. Future collectors will not experience it as everyday change. They will encounter it as an artifact, studied rather than spent. This shift in perspective transforms the coin's identity. What was once common becomes representative, standing in for millions of similar objects that no longer circulate. Legacy plays a powerful role in this transformation. Collections assembled today become the references of tomorrow. When future numismatists look back, the coins that were saved, studied, and documented will shape the historical record. The 2015 1-cent coin that survives in high condition will speak not only about its year of minting but also about the values of those who preserved it. The storytelling power of coins grows as direct experience fades. As fewer people remember using pennies in daily life, stories fill the gap. Narratives of discovery, preservation, and speculation take on greater importance. The 2015 penny, situated near the end of widespread penny usage, will naturally attract such stories, strengthening its symbolic presence. Intergenerational transfer adds another layer of significance. Coins passed from parents to children carry emotional weight. A simple 2015 penny, saved intentionally or accidentally, can become a personal heirloom. Its value in such cases transcends market prices, becoming a link between generations and a tangible reminder of continuity. The visual language of the coin also matters. The Union shield on the reverse communicates unity and structure, while Lincoln's portrait communicates leadership and endurance. These symbols resonate differently as time passes, gaining nuance as historical context evolves. The 2015 1-cent coin thus becomes a canvas onto which future interpretations are projected. Cultural shifts influence collecting priorities. As sustainability and minimalism gain prominence, attitudes toward material objects change. Coins, small and enduring, fit into this evolving mindset in unexpected ways. The 2015 penny's simplicity and durability may appeal to future collectors who value objects with long lifespans and layered meaning. The myth-making process intensifies over time. Coins associated with rumored high values, extraordinary errors, or unique histories accumulate legends. Even if only a fraction of these stories are fully verified, their existence keeps interest alive. The 2015 1-cent coin, already surrounded by ambitious claims and speculation, is fertile ground for such myth-making. Another important factor is scholarly reevaluation. What is overlooked by one generation may be reconsidered by another. Academic study of modern coinage is still developing, and future research may highlight aspects of the 2015 penny that are currently underappreciated, such as production methods, distribution patterns, or cultural impact. The act of collecting itself evolves. Digital tools, online archives, and global communication reshape how collectors interact. The 2015 1-cent coin benefits from this interconnected world, where information spreads quickly and interest can grow across borders. Its story is no longer confined to one country or one community. Ultimately, the endurance of the 2015 1-cent coin lies in its ability to adapt to changing narratives. It does not rely on immediate rarity or dramatic design changes. Instead, it accumulates meaning gradually, layer by layer, as context shifts and memories fade. As the journey nears its conclusion, the final reflections will focus on why some objects outlive their practical use, how significance is preserved, and what it means for a coin to move from circulation into history, completing the long and quiet transformation of the 2015 1-cent coin. As the journey continues into its final depths, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to stand apart from time itself, no longer measured by how often it is spent but by how long it is remembered. Coins that survive long enough eventually stop being money and start becoming witnesses. The 2015 penny is moving slowly toward the threshold, carried forward by curiosity, preservation, and the quiet decisions of individuals who chose not to ignore it. One of the most powerful forces shaping this transformation is absence. When something disappears from daily life, awareness of it sharpens. As fewer pennies circulate and fewer people handle them regularly, the memory of their use grows more vivid. The 2015 1-cent coin will be remembered as part of the final generation that still felt normal in the hand, still made sense in everyday transactions, still belonged to routine life rather than nostalgia. The contrast between simplicity and complexity becomes clearer with time. On the surface, the 2015 penny is straightforward, familiar, and modest. Beneath that surface lies a web of production variables, economic debates, collector psychology, and cultural meaning. This contrast gives the coin lasting depth, allowing each generation to find something different within it depending on perspective and experience. The idea of permanence also comes into focus. Unlike digital records that can be erased or corrupted, coins endure physically. A 2015 1-cent coin can survive fires, floods, and technological shifts. Its durability gives it a kind of quiet authority. It does not need electricity, software, or updates. It simply exists, unchanged, waiting to be noticed again. Collectors often speak of moments when a coin suddenly feels important. This feeling is rarely logical or immediate. It emerges gradually, as context accumulates. The 2015 penny may one day reach that moment when enough time has passed for it to feel distant, when enough examples have vanished for survivors to feel precious, and when enough stories have gathered for its presence to feel meaningful. Memory works in selective ways. People remember what stands out, what connects to emotion, what represents change. The 2015 1-cent coin sits at a junction of memory and transition, making it a strong candidate for lasting recognition. It reflects a world balancing between physical and digital value, between tradition and efficiency. Another aspect that strengthens its long-term significance is accessibility. Unlike rare gold coins or limited issues locked away in elite collections, the 2015 penny remains approachable. Many people have seen one, touched one, or owned one. This shared familiarity creates a broad base of connection that elite objects often lack. The relationship between myth and reality continues to evolve. Stories of extreme values, extraordinary errors, and once-in-a-lifetime discoveries persist not because they are always proven, but because they inspire attention. Attention leads to preservation, and preservation leads to survival. In this way, even exaggerated claims indirectly contribute to a coin's endurance. The future audience for the 2015 1-cent coin may be very different from today's collectors. They may approach it with historical curiosity rather than financial expectation. They may ask what it says about the people who used it, the system that created it, and the moment it represents. In that context, the coin's meaning expands beyond price. At its core, the story of the 2015 1-cent coin is a story about noticing. About slowing down enough to see detail where none seems obvious. About recognizing that importance is not always announced loudly. Sometimes it is stamped quietly, 1 cent at a time. As the final reflections approach, what remains is a sense of continuity. The 2015 penny does not demand attention, yet it rewards it. It does not promise certainty, yet it invites possibility. And in that balance, it secures its place not just in collections, but in memory, completing a long transformation from everyday object to enduring symbol. As the reflection deepens further, the 2015 1-cent coin begins to feel less like an object and more like a quiet question posed to the future. What do people choose to remember, and why do some small things survive when larger, louder ones are forgotten? The penny does not demand space or attention, yet it persists, and in that persistence lies its power. Over time, meaning often detaches from original purpose. The 2015 penny was minted to facilitate exchange, to smooth transactions, to represent the smallest unit of value in daily life. When that function fades, something else replaces it. The coin becomes a marker, a reference point, a physical reminder that value once had weight, texture, and sound. The soft clink of pennies, the copper scent on fingertips, the sight of Lincoln's face worn smooth by countless exchanges all become memories embedded in metal. The act of saving a coin changes its destiny. When someone chooses not to spend a 2015 penny, they interrupt its expected path. That interruption is subtle, almost invisible, yet it transforms the coin from participant to observer. Over decades, these small interruptions accumulate, creating pockets of preservation that later generations will rely upon to understand the past. There is also a quiet democracy in the 1-cent coin. Unlike rare issues that were never meant for ordinary hands, the 2015 penny belonged to everyone. It crossed social, economic, and geographic boundaries without distinction. This universality gives it a unique cultural weight. When historians look back, such objects often provide the clearest insight into everyday life, precisely because they were shared so widely. As time distances people from the era of physical sense, imagination fills the gaps. Stories are told not just about what the coin was, but about what it represented. It becomes a symbol of modest beginnings, of incremental value, of the idea that even the smallest contribution matters. These interpretations grow richer as direct experience fades. The preservation of modern coins is often accidental rather than intentional. Drawers, jars, envelopes, and forgotten boxes become unintended archives. A 2015 penny resting undisturbed for decades acquires a kind of purity, untouched by conscious collecting decisions. When rediscovered, such coins feel authentic, unfiltered by market trends or expectations. As collecting philosophies evolve, emphasis may shift away from perfection toward authenticity. Light wear, subtle toning, and signs of age can become desirable, telling a more honest story of use and survival. In that future perspective, the 2015 1-cent coin may be valued not only in pristine form but also as a genuine witness to its time. The conversation around worth continues to expand beyond numbers. Monetary value fluctuates, but symbolic value accumulates. The 2015 penny's association with transition, debate, and endurance gives it a narrative strength that does not rely solely on rarity. It becomes meaningful because of when it existed, not just how it was made. Objects that endure often do so because they adapt to new interpretations. The 2015 1-cent coin is flexible in this way. It can be studied technically, appreciated artistically, remembered nostalgically, or questioned philosophically. Each perspective adds another layer, ensuring that interest does not disappear but shifts and renews. As the story nears its end, the penny stands quietly at the intersection of past use and future meaning. It no longer rushes from hand to hand. It waits. And in that waiting, it gathers significance. The final reflection remains, not as a conclusion but as an understanding that some stories do not end loudly. They fade slowly into importance, carried forward by attention, memory, and the simple decision to look closely at what was once overlooked. As we reach the final chapter of this journey, the 2015 1-cent coin emerges not merely as currency, but as a bridge across time, connecting everyday life to legacy, ordinary moments to extraordinary possibilities. Its story is complete in a sense, yet open-ended, because every coin continues to exist in the hands, minds, and collections of people who recognize its quiet power. It embodies continuity and change simultaneously, the material continuity of zinc and copper, the conceptual continuity of Lincoln's enduring image, and the societal change that has gradually shifted how we think about small denominations. The 2015 penny's endurance demonstrates that significance is not always immediate. While millions pass through circulation unnoticed, the few that survived pristine, the ones exhibiting subtle anomalies, or those preserved in original mint rolls, gained potential far beyond their initial monetary purpose. Time, context, and care transformed what was once trivial into a collectible of fascination. It teaches the collector and the observer that value is often discovered, not given, and that patience and knowledge turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. Legacy is another key aspect. Coins like the 2015 penny serve as historical signposts, representing economic realities, technological capabilities, and cultural priorities of their era. They document debates over production costs, reflect aesthetic choices in design, and illustrate the balance between tradition and practicality. Even as future generations encounter them primarily as collectibles, these pennies silently communicate a story of the early 21st century, preserving a snapshot of life in metal form. The 2015 penny also exemplifies the human desire for discovery. Each coin carries the potential for uniqueness, a misstrike, a die error, an unusual tone or strike quality that captures attention and ignites excitement. The thrill of unearthing such possibilities is a core part of collecting, and the 2015 penny, straddling the line between common and rare, embodies that tension perfectly. It is a modern reminder that even the smallest object can inspire curiosity, study, and passion. Market dynamics further solidify its place in numismatic history. While face value remains minimal for most coins, the collector market treats exceptional examples differently. High-grade, rare, or unique specimens attract attention worldwide, often commanding prices far beyond ordinary expectation. Rumors of enormous speculative values, while extraordinary, illustrate the fascination that the 2015 1-cent coin holds in the imagination. It occupies a space where tangible material, rarity, and human perception converge, and this convergence is where value, both monetary and symbolic, resides. A symbolism, longevity, and cultural resonance all contribute to its ultimate importance. The Union Shield on the reverse communicates unity and strength, the familiar Lincoln obverse conveys moral and historical gravitas, and the very act of survival tells a story of preservation and attention. It is a small object with a disproportionately large story, reminding us that history is not only written in grand monuments or rare treasures, but also in the humble, everyday items that persist and accumulate meaning over time. Finally, the 2015 1-cent coin reminds us that even the simplest objects can teach profound lessons about patience, perception, and potential. It encourages us to look closer, to value what is easily overlooked, and to recognize that significance is often hidden in plain sight. From circulation to preservation, from utility to legacy, the journey of this coin illustrates how a modest piece of metal can carry far more than monetary weight. It carries history, human effort, and imagination. In conclusion, the 2015 1-cent coin stands as a testament to endurance, curiosity, and the layered meaning of small things. It is a bridge between the ordinary and extraordinary, a keeper of stories, and a silent witness to the passage of time. It proves that even the smallest denomination can leave a lasting impression, not just in collections, but in memory, culture, and imagination, completing its transformation from a coin in daily exchange to an enduring symbol of history and possibility.